reaches by A.J. Smith. Yeah, I mean, I like the Corey legit pick. I think it can work out. I don't think it's the ideal system for him, but if they use him at right end as a rush defensive end, I think that can work. Marcus Gilchrist, I don't think that was a huge reach. Mouton, I'm not a big fan of. I think it was about 2 rounds too early, 3 rounds, maybe even 4 rounds too early. I know I'm a little bit lower on him than Scott is, but I don't think he's going to be an every down player. I like Vincent Brown. I like Sharice Wright. So I don't think it was a terrible draft.
No, it wasn't bad. I mean, we're probably poking fun at him a little bit, but yeah, I mean, especially they really came out at the end. And I do like I like both the DBs that they got, Gilchrist and Wright, and Vincent Brown. I think is a good player. Although, I mean, I think they kind of needed more of a dynamic, big play threat. I would have liked Jernigan a little better there, but
it's not the type of guys they like,
especially for the return skills.
Right, but it's just not. I guess it's not AJ's type of guys. What about Jordan Todman being a steal in the mid-rounds? I'm really high on Jordan Todman, and I think he can be a very productive back. I kind of like to see him be the running back that ends up for the Giants. I really think he could be a very productive player for the Giants.
Yeah, I think he's going to come off 4th, 5th round, and, I mean, he's not the tallest kid, but he's got pretty good bulk. He ran well, was super productive. I wonder how much Donald Brown's struggles are hurting him. A little guilt by association.
Yeah, maybe it is, and if so, that's crap. Favorite safeties left. I think Quentin Carter is definitely number one on my board. I'll have to break out the board here and look, but I really like Quentin Carter still.
Yep, me too. And the next guy for me would be Jerron Johnson from Boise State, who I've been real high on all year.
Yeah, I would kind of agree with you on Jerron Johnson, and maybe he goes a little bit lower, but I like him. I like Tyler Sash as well. I think he's an interesting pick. Needs a little bit of developing because he came out early, but I think he's definitely worth a pick coming up pretty soon.
And I tell you what, those Iowa safeties have a tendency to do pretty well in the NFL.
Mm-hmm. Oh, definitely. What do you guys think about the Saints drafting a running back, Mark Ingram? Is he going to start over Reggie Bush? I think he's a compliment to Reggie Bush. So you're going to use Ingram and Bush. I think Pierre Thomas moves back a role, and Chris Ivory's gone.
I mean, it's tough to carry 5 running backs. Yeah, something's got to give there. Yeah. I don't know if Bush will be back. I mean, he might just be too expensive. And I don't know that Reggie Bush wants to accept a reduced role. Where he's going to go, I don't know if this could be the great market for Reggie Bush, but...
And Bush's tweet about leaving goodbye to New Orleans was actually about the playoff game basketball when the Hornets lost. So, Jamie Harper from Clemson, 3rd down guy. Could he develop? I'm not really too high on him. I don't see a starter down the line. Maybe a 3rd down back, but I honestly probably wouldn't even draft him. I just get an undrafted guy. I think you could get same thing out of it.
Well, and I think he's more of a late rounder, 6th, 7th round. You know, one thing that turned me off about him is I remember when he was being recruited, one of the big reasons he chose Clemson was because they promised him he'd get the first carry of the season his freshman year. It's like, I mean, that's your priority.
Right.
That always kind of turned me off with him. But he's a guy I know Wes Bunting was real high on. So, you know, that's one of Wes's underrated guys.
Yeah, you know, like I said, Wes had a good track record. Do you like the new look for the Browns defensive line with Sheard and Taylor coming in? I like it. I don't think Scott likes it so much. I think Jamal Sheard's going to be a nice pass rusher, great fit for that system. You know, the big bodies, Rubin and Taylor, definitely going to stop the run. I think they still need a little bit more pass rush there, but I like the way that they're trending with that defensive line. The biggest need, addressed it with their first few picks.
Well, I think my negative opinion of it is colored a little bit by what it could have been. You know, when I think it could have been either Robert Quinn or Aldon Smith plus either Stephen Pye or Marvin Austin. I think that's light years better than what they actually ended up with. So I think that's my issue with it. It's not necessarily... I think Phil Taylor's a good player. I think Jamal Sheard's a good player. I just think they could have gotten great players.
Yeah, you know, I think Sheard could develop into a great player, but there's much more potential for that by taking someone in the first round. Yeah, well, Browns need offense. They did get a wide receiver. They got Greg Little, which I know is a pick that you like, Scott. And I think Greg Little's a really nice fit for them. You know, wide receivers, AFC North, all new starters. Greg Little, Leonard Hankerson, AJ Green, or not Leonard Hankerson, Torrey Smith. Excuse me.
I love the Great little pick.